Hey guys, it's Russell back, and on today's video we're going to be looking at and reviewing, as part of our Walmart Clean series, Barrett Jackson's Premium Auto Care Wash and Wax. This car soap I've never used before. In fact, it even says that it's new on here. I went to Walmart one final time to see if there were any car soaps that I had missed or overlooked, and this was one of them. This one pretty much reads like all the others. Its dilution ratio is 1 ounce per gallon of water. So what we're going to be doing is the same as we've done in all of our other tests. We're going to be using our MTM submachine gun style foam gun. We'll be using 2 ounces of our car soap and 10 ounces of warm water. Then we'll switch to our bucket test and use 3 ounces of our car soap to the bucket of water and see what kind of foamage we get and the performance we get in a hand wash. Again, besides the dilution ratio, it also says that, you know, this is safe for all finishes, it's a premium car wash, blah, blah, blah. I've never used this. I'm going to find out exactly how it does with you guys, and hopefully it's going to do really good. So, enough talking. Let's go outside and get this test started. Alright, I've got 2 ounces of our Barrett Jackson car soap, 10 ounces of warm water. Let's see how this foams. Alright, one thing I initially noticed on the foam is how thick it comes out of the gun. It has I would say, a very small to medium foam structure. There is a slight bit of lubrication that I do feel in the foam itself, but it's showing signs of being extremely runny already. The other thing that you notice is that this foam has a very intense berry flavor. Well, berry scent, I should say, not flavor, but yeah, there's a slight bit of a breeze, but it's so intense that even though the wind's blowing it away from me, I'm still smelling it. So we're going to let this sit about 6 minutes, come back and see how much of the foam that we've applied to the car is actually still here. Here we are 6 minutes later, and probably 85% of the side of the car, the horizontal surface, or the vertical surface on the sun side is almost completely gone. It does still have probably 80% left on the top and 75–80% left on the hood. Yeah, this stuff gets pretty runny. Even on the shade side, it's about the same, so I don't think the sun has that much to do with it. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and wash this off. Now, one of the things that this car soap says that you don't need to dry the car, it will sheet the water off. So let's go ahead and pressure wash this off and see what happens. Alright, I want to show you guys something. The last video I tested the Rain-X with the Carnauba beads, and I'm hoping the camera can pick this up. You can still, I showed this in the video last time, you can still see where the that junk got, well, it got embedded, but even if I'm bringing my hands across it, whatever those beads are, whatever that chemical, it says it's supposed to be Carnauba wax, it is leaving a residue that's still on there. Alright, so on the bottle it says that it is a sheeting action and that you don't even need to dry the car, and well, I'm sorry, that is proven to be false. Alright, there's still some really good beading. It does not appear to do anything to our sealant protection. I have the Adams paint sealant on here. That company says it's good for 6 months. I typically get almost 2 years out of it. Even sitting out here where we get a pretty good amount of acid rain. And the sun here is brutal to car paint, but all those things will degrade wax or sealant. But anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Yeah, I will not ever use the Rain-X with the Carnauba beads. As I said before, that's kind of a misnomer. You can't mix wax. Same thing with this one. You can't mix wax and a car soap and think that it's going to do anything. It's a gimmick. But anyway, it appears to have washed or rinsed off nice and clean. It didn't leave any residue. And you know, what can I say? I think as far as a foam, a pre-wash, if that's what you're really looking for, you would do and serve yourself well to use something else. I don't think this is a very good pre-wash. It doesn't sit on the surface long enough. I mean, 6 minutes, it needs to be minimum, have a 50 to 70% retention rate, and that's just not, as you saw before, that's just not happening. So, but let's go ahead and get our bucket set up, and we'll see how this performs in a hand wash. I'm hopeful because there's a pretty good amount of lubrication that was actually in the foam, so I'm hoping that the bucket wash will have some good lubrication in the water. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do the bucket portion of our test with our Barrett Jackson wash and wax. The first thing you'll notice is that the the car soap is very viscous, means it's very thick. It has a very, very intense berry scent to it. So we're going to go ahead and put 3 ounces in our bucket. Okay, the soap is so viscous that it pretty much sits on the bottom initially. And there is a mild bit of slickness even before we've agitated the mixture here, which is a good thing. And you can smell the scent. So if you're into car soaps that have a really good scent to them, you probably will enjoy this one. Let me get the pressure washer and we'll agitate this. Okay, so initially what I see is it makes a very nice stable foam, and again you can smell the berry scent in here, and the foam does have lubrication, which is it's pretty good for a value price shampoo. The water itself has a lot of lubrication. It is very, very oily feeling, if that makes sense, which is really good. This will protect your car when you're actually washing it, when you're actually touching it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 4 or 5 wash mitts, and I have to explain this every time. The reason I don't use the 2-bucket method is because once I do a section of the car, I'll flip the mitt over to another section, and then I'll discard that mitt to be washed in the washing machine, and I'll get a fresh mitt, and that way we will never take a dirty mitt and put it back in the wash water. Even if you take a rinse bucket with a grit guard, you can't get all the dirt and the grit out. It's impossible. Okay, part of the reason that it has such a long nap on it is to hold the grit in there, and that's how you get scratches and swirls in your paint. So this water will stay pristine clean, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how this cleans right now. Okay, so here we are with my final thoughts. You guys probably saw me do something that I haven't done in any of the other videos, and that was using the leaf blower to blow the water off. And the reason is because on the back of this bottle it says that it will rinse water sheets off, so no towel drying needed. Well, that didn't really happen, and I was trying to help it a little bit. But I got to tell you, as far as a pre-wash, as a foam, I'm going to say this is just middle of the road. Okay, this soap is no better than much of the middle of the road ones. But as a hand wash, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm really happy that I can say this. This stuff is awesome. It's unfortunate that you can't feel what I'm feeling on the car when I'm doing these tests. The amount of slickness that was suspended in the water, in the wash water, was unbelievable. It's almost like somebody had added some Chemical Guys Wonder Wash in there. It just, the mitt glided over, it produced a lot of suds. You guys saw that. This stuff in a hand wash is really, really, really good. I'm going to say, I'm not going to tell you what my favorite soap is. The next video that I do, because this is the last car soap that we had to do in our series, the next video, I'm going to rank the 12 soaps that I've done. So what I need you guys to do is figure out which are the top, which are the worst soaps. Just put that down in the comments box. But I'm going to tell you something. I am going to put a link to this, if I can find it on Amazon, to where if you guys aren't near Walmart, you can get that. If you're a Prime member, you can probably get it for free. This stuff is going on my shelf. I like it that much. I really, really do. And I really wanted this whole series, I wanted all these soaps to do really well, to be honest. Most of them just kind of blended in with each other. Some of them are different colors. Some of them are different scents. This dude is like the little guy that comes out of the corner and knocks out the guy that is the bully. Not that any of the soaps are the bully, but I'm telling you, this, I'm very impressed. In fact, I was so impressed that after this video, or after I washed the car, I washed the Jetta with it too. So, I'm not going to make this video any longer. Please, down in the description box, or the reply box, go ahead and tell me what you think the number 1 soap is, all the way down to number 12. And, you know, maybe the top soaps, the middle soaps, and then the worst soaps that you think from watching the videos. If you need to go back and look at them, go ahead and go back and look at them. The next video is going to be on my final thoughts, what the top ones are, and what the ones that, well, are going to be relinquished to washing the grass off the bottom of the mower. Anyway, this is Russell, and I will see you guys in the next video.